Democrats. Joining me now, Texas Congressman Lance Gooden. Congressman, it's a pleasure to have you as always, sir, and Merry Christmas to you. It's our understanding that Mitch McConnell allowed Democrats to raise the debt ceiling without using reconciliation, which was their last bite at the reconciliation apple for this fiscal year. Is that true?
It is true. He needed 10 Republicans to vote his way so he could give this semblance of not backing down to Democrats. He got the 10 Republicans to get on board, and I think that at the end of the day, the Democrats will get what they wanted with the help of a few Republicans, sadly.
Now, why would Mitch McConnell, the alleged leader of the Republicans, allow the Democrats to raise the debt ceiling and also preserve their ability to pass the better before Biden boondoggle through reconciliation, given that Republicans are on record saying that its provisions are disastrous for the United States? Why would Mitch McConnell do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I could speculate. It'd probably be the same speculations that you would make, but I think that he is a pretty bright example of why we need someone, some new blood in the Senate. Making deals with Democrats who don't make deals with Republicans is stunning to me. And we've continually seen Republicans get rolled in the Senate by these Democrats. I don't understand it. There's no reason Republicans should be taking difficult votes to help Democrats get their bills passed. The Democrats have the capability to pass this through reconciliation, and the fact that 10 Republicans would jump on board with them to help make life easier for them is stunning to me.
Boy, howdy, you said it. Look, Senator Mitch McConnell is welcome to come on this program anytime and explain this if we're missing something. But Congressman, just from, just looking at this at face value, these are the kinds of games that the American people are sick and tired of. Senator McConnell is playing a game of semantics while allowing socialists to harm your constituents, well, to harm all of us, really. Why should any American vote for a political party with leaders like Mitch McConnell in charge?
Well, I think that's why we've got a tough time holding the Senate in every election cycle. The alternatives don't seem to step up and be able to take power back for the conservative cause on the Senate side. I think that we will see that in the next cycle of elections on the House side. I'm very worried about the Senate. I hope we win back the Senate, and I would rather have Mitch McConnell leading Republicans than Chuck Schumer leading the Senate, but I certainly think that we need some real leadership, and the American people, one of the complaints I heard when I was first running for office was Republicans are in charge, but they haven't done anything. And so if we're going to convince the American people to give us power in the next cycle, then, and also in the White House race in 2024, I think we need to make good on our promises, and I don't see that on the Senate side, and these games that you speak of are what Americans hate about politics.
Yeah, I would just recommend to Republican leadership, you might want to check out your own planks. They are conservative planks. It'd be nice if the leadership actually sought to live up to them for a change. In our home state, Congressman of Texas, Matthew Dowd just announced he is quitting the lieutenant governor's race. He said it was a choice of integrity in his own mind, citing an article that he wrote urging white male Christians like himself to take it upon themselves to step back and give more people who are not white access to the levers of power. Now, Congressman, first, this guy assumes that because he's white, he'd win. He's also saying that those who are white shouldn't be in office if they are challenged by people of color. Now, either way you slice this mindset is completely racist, no?
It is, and I think it is a testament to some semblance of intelligence that he may have, that he knew he was going to lose big, and that Republicans are firmly in charge of the state of Texas, and we don't want people like Beto running the governor's mansion, and we don't want Mr. Dowd as our lieutenant governor. We're happy with the leadership we have, and we don't trust Democrats to run our state. Just look at what they're doing in Washington. But I think this idea that one of the things he said that probably is accurate is there's really no place for a middle-aged white man in the Democratic Party, and that's why Mr. Dowd, I think, wasn't getting any traction.
Well, as you probably already gleaned from the preamble, I am a conservative, and what's happening at the border is not only a security crisis, but also a humanitarian crisis. Just over a week ago, Border Patrol agents saved a 2-year-old child who was showing signs of severe dehydration. This is the cold, heartless truth of Mr. Biden and his party's lawlessness at the southern border. Yet for months, Biden ignored a Supreme Court ruling on reinstituting the Remain in Mexico policy. Shouldn't the Republicans have, because the Republicans claim that they are the party of the Constitution, shouldn't they have shown more urgency and interest as the chief executive was violating the separation of powers clause in the United States Constitution?
They should. And you know, Republicans, people like to say we're heartless because we're for securing our borders. But what we're against is what you're seeing at our border. Republicans care about these children that are coming up from various countries because we don't want them going through this horrible suffering. We don't want them being trafficked by coyotes. We support legal immigration, and we oppose what we're seeing south of our border. And that's something that I have been very vocal about. I am very disappointed in this administration. They've not only done nothing about this crisis, but they've actually encouraged it by telling people to make the trip, by supporting UN policies that are encouraging these migrant caravans. There's no way there's a migrant caravan without support, and that support is coming from the United Nations via funds that this administration is increasing and supporting, continuing to dole out to these UN programs that bring these migrants together and help them navigate their way to the United States.
Yeah, and one more thing while we're talking about it, and shame on you socialist Democrats out there for alleging that our men and women in uniform at the Border Patrol are somehow inhuman or cold. They're saving lives every single day, and they are not the caricature, the inhuman caricature you folks on the left paint them to be.
That's
Congressman Lance Gooden, it is always a pleasure talking with you, sir. Merry Christmas to you, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank
All right,
you.
coming up, former White House